So if you're thinking about getting a Tesla, there's a few things that really stand out, especially once you take delivery. There are 5 key things that you'll realize once you take delivery. Some good things to know if you have not placed your order just yet. Let's get right into it. So I've had my Model 3 for around 14,000 miles. I've had it since June of 2021, and there's some really big things that I have noticed, especially after driving so long, that are really big surprises that I didn't really realize the first day I got my car. So number 1 in this list of 5 is this. So you can't talk about a Tesla without talking about the acceleration. And while the acceleration, the 0 to 60, really feels incredibly impressive, we're actually going to talk about the silent performance of the acceleration. And the first thing I want to talk about is the acceleration. And on its own, the 0 to 60 in any Tesla is incredibly impressive. But I actually want to talk about what I don't hear talked about a lot is the silent performance that is the Tesla technology. So any other car that you probably have driven, or you're walking down the street and you hear somebody revving their engine, trying to show off almost, and then they barrel down the road, where a Tesla is a lot less offensive than that. You get 0 to 60 breakneck speed, and you can pass other cars in traffic or merge safely onto the highway in almost a stealth-like mode. And this is a big surprise because any other car that you have heard, maybe you're somebody that wants a real luxury feel, maybe you're somebody that just really wants acceleration. Well, you're in luck because with a Tesla, you get both, and with a very luxurious feel that gives you a 0 to 60 without waking up the neighborhood. So as someone who has taken delivery of their Tesla and gone through the entire order process, I do want to mention surprise point number 2, and that is how easy it is to order your Tesla. Now, obviously, the easy part is ordering and the hardest part is waiting, but this is a big surprise to me because even though those delays, the time that it's going to take you to wait to get your Tesla, it's fairly long, no matter how you look at it. It actually is good because it gives you time to get quotes for your home charger. It gives you time to get accessories, and even if you need to, it does give you time to save up money for that down payment. So at least you can get in line, if you will, and reserve your Tesla. And then if you so choose, like I did, you can save up money. I actually drove Uber and DoorDash and things like that on the side just to make a little extra income, because you're paying the down payment, you're paying the taxes, and every other upfront cost like the charger and the accessories. So this surprise point number 3 has to do with the Tesla culture that you're going to get into. And a lot of people argue it is more of a cult. I will say there are definitely some really intense fans, as there are with anything. So I kind of throw that out the window. But here's the thing, the Tesla community is unlike any other. So you can just compare a traditional company like Ford or Chevy, whatever it happens to be. Imagine in your head right now what those car commercials look like. Just imagine car commercial, car driving down the road, maybe on an open road, and then they go over those terms and conditions, the boring part at the end. Well, Tesla has no advertising. So number 1, that is completely different. And then once you get your car, much like this channel and all over Twitter, there are communities that you can join for software updates, for new facilities opening like Cyber Rodeo. The hype and the excitement between a one-of-a-kind car like a Tesla is unlike anything, and the support you're going to get through the community is also like no other. So going into a surprise with the car itself, I want to talk about the cameras. And this was a really big surprise because if you don't know, there are 8 cameras on your Tesla, and from Sentry Mode to parking to just driving on a daily basis. I was really surprised with how much I really use the camera features on my Tesla. So here's a good example. You're trying to parallel park in a narrow space, a shopping center, maybe a really tight street near the city, and you're having a parallel park. Well, the cameras, when you're going into a parking spot, tell you down to the inch how close you are to objects around you, both behind you and in front of you. So that's point number 1 and how often I use my camera. So Sentry Mode goes without saying. It records when you're not in the vehicle for security reasons. Sentry Mode and all those cameras, big plus. And also when I'm driving. So cameras let me see my blind spots, and also it's really saved me on cars flying up behind me that I almost have to accelerate to avoid. A lot of crazy drivers out there. So I really use those cameras quite a bit, a very surprising point that I had to mention. So when you're talking about a Tesla, we have to talk about charging. And surprise number 5 has to do with charging. And you might have some friends, or you might have seen on a forum or an article somewhere, people complaining about the charging and how long it takes, saying that they would never wait hours to charge their vehicle. Well, it's really surprising because most Tesla owners charge at home and charge overnight. Well, never have I needed the car and not had it fully available. Unless there was obviously an emergency overnight or something like that, I charge at home overnight when typically most people are sleeping. So you're gonna wake up to a reliable charge. You're gonna have almost a full tank, if you will, of charge. So all those complaints about charging, they really go out the window. But the really big surprise about charging was how much I saved. So yes, you're paying more upfront for things like the home charger and now the mobile connector, unfortunately. But even though you're paying those upfront, again, I'm saving $150 every single month. So it only takes a few months to completely negate how much I paid on some of those upfront costs, and from there, it's all savings. So that was a big surprise to me, and I talk about this in other videos. I really wanted you to know this. It was surprising exactly how much I saved, and think about it. If you're coming from a car that gets very low miles per gallon, a really big truck that takes diesel or whatever it happens to be, then you'll be even saving more on how much you spend every single month on gas. So what are your thoughts on this list? I know there's gonna be more surprises after this video, so subscribe to see those reviews, tips, and more. Again, my name is Matt from Frunk to Trunk. The only way I know you'll like this video is to drop a like and consider subscribing. If you are getting a Tesla, check out the Amazon storefront down in the description for the very best accessories, and we will see you in the next video.